My name is Diane Fernichio. I'm the Director of Development at Step Up Schools in Mesa. Previously, I was the site administrator at the Tempe Thomas J. Pappas School. I was also the Resource Development Coordinator. I have also been the Director of Development for Concordia Charter School. Pappas Foundation has been instrumental in helping all three of these schools that I have been a part of over the past 12 years. As the site administrator at the Tempe Pappas School, we were involved with the Pappas Foundation on a daily or weekly basis. The Pappas Foundation was very instrumental in supporting several of our programs at the Pappas School. One of the main things they helped us support was a counselor. A lot of schools don't have a school counselor, but if you work with the students that we do, you would understand the need for daily or weekly counseling. A lot of the students in these Title I schools have a lot of issues in their home. And their home life is very different than our home life. They come to school not having eaten for the past weekend. If they didn't have food, they come to school very depressed because of their home situation. There may only be one parent in the household. The mother or father may have substance abuse issues or alcohol problems. And unfortunately, being a parent to that child is not their top priority. The school counselor was very valuable in helping these students understand and deal with their daily home life and how they can transition into the school and try to have a more normal routine day. We also did group counseling. There were a lot of students who had similar issues. And they did group counseling with our counselor and learned how to share their experiences, share their home lives, and talk about how they could resolve those problems together. Our counselor was also very important in helping with bullying. Children from low-income families and children that live in poverty don't dress like you and I might dress. They don't have the same house that we have. They might not have a car. They're living on the streets, they're living with relatives, they have to take public transportation every day. As a child, some of those things are frowned upon by other kids. The counselor taught them how to deal with that type of bullying. One of the things I loved about the Pappas School was everybody was in the same boat. Everybody came from a very similar type background. So we tried to eliminate that barrier of upper class versus lower class, or rich versus poor students. And our counselor did a great job working with the students on how we treat everybody the same. If we would not have had the funding support from the Pappas Foundation, we would have never had a school counselor. And they paid for it for quite a few years, which was just a blessing for our kids. And it also helped our teachers understand how to educate and work with students in poverty. So it was a very worthwhile contribution from the foundation because it was a much needed position, but not one that schools are willing to pay for. The Pappas Foundation would help us send our kids to the Haley Hart Center, to the Arizona Science Center. These are all places that are expensive for families to go to, but they are so worthwhile. And we want our children to be able to experience those things and learn what, a museum has, the Arizona History Museum, the IDEA Museum. And these are all places that our families don't take their kids because it costs money. So the foundation was really instrumental in supporting us in our field trips. Students in poverty have a higher rate of absenteeism in schools. We got together with the Pappas Foundation when I worked at the Tempe Pappas School, and we were trying to find a way to promote why you want to come to school every day. We instituted a program for perfect attendance. And as an incentive for students to come to school every day, at the end of the year, they received $100 from the Pappas Foundation. The first year that we did this, we had 4 students who had perfect attendance all 180 days of school. So the foundation gave us 4 $100 bills, and we also bought medals for them because a lot of times they don't have anything that personally belongs to them. So giving them a medal that said perfect attendance. It had their year, it had their name. That's something that they got to keep. The next year, the foundation agreed to support us again, and we had 10 students that had perfect attendance. So it was catching on. Hey, if I come to school every day, I'm going to get $100 at the end of the school year. By the third year that we did the program, we had 14 students that had perfect attendance. That's amazing when you think about students in transition who, on average, can miss 15 to 20 days a school year. So out of 100 kids, you have 14 students that have perfect attendance. That says a lot. And that incentive from the foundation allowed us to promote the good attendance program and perfect attendance programs. And it increased the time that our kids were in school, which of course means that they're going to learn more. We also gave a second place award. If you only missed one day, they got a $25 Walmart card. That's huge. These students don't get the opportunity to go to the store and just buy anything that they want. Money in these families is very tight. So for them to have their own $25 Walmart card to just shop and buy a toy or buy clothes or buy something that they wanted, that was incredible for these students. One of the other things that the Pappas Foundation has been instrumental in helping both Step Up schools and Concordia School was they provided CPR and first aid training for our staff. That doesn't sound like it's something that falls into what their guidelines are for funding, but most schools, especially small schools, no longer have a school nurse. So for us to get the training that we need to take care of situations if they would happen in our school was very invaluable for our staff. And the foundation paid for us to train our staff members. And we're very grateful for that. This year at Step Up Schools, we had a need for jump drives. Our students and our families can't afford the $20 or $25 it costs for a jump drive. And the reason that's important is our students are learning technology here as they need to for when they go on to high school and hopefully on to college. We wanted to be able to teach our students how to save a document, how to write a full essay paper, take it to another machine that might print it, but we want them to be able to have the knowledge that students in every other school are getting. So I went to the foundation and asked if they would support us on jump drives. Sounds like it's something very small, but at 30 to 40 kids, $20 or $25 a piece, that's another $600 donation or $700 donation. That's important for these kids. It's something that they can't go and buy on their own. I mean, with the help of the foundation and Fans Across America, the past several years they have provided a backpack full of school supplies and everything that we need to get the school year started. If you think of what it costs you to take your child out to get the school supplies they need to start the year, between a backpack, pencils, paper, markers, crayons, it can be anywhere from $75 to $100 per child. So for them to help 100 students in my school this year, 110 students last year, back when it was the Pappas days, the amount of money that it would have cost our families over the years is just astronomical. So the foundation has been kind enough to give every student their own backpack, their own set of school supplies, in addition to providing supplies that our teachers need: extra dry erase markers, index cards, file folders, anything like that. They have really helped us outfit our school for the start of every school year. When Children First Academy took over the Pappas schools and was renamed, they were trying to eliminate positions that were very costly in schools. Teachers' aides were one of those positions. We felt it was very important for our lower grade teachers to have that additional support in the classroom. We went to the foundation and they agreed to pay the salary of a teacher's aide, which can be almost $30,000 a year, $20,000 to $30,000 a year, for 1 year, so that we could keep a valuable teacher on staff. That is an incredible donation. Not only did it keep the aide, who actually was a retired teacher, employed, but it also gave support to the students in that classroom, and that was the most important thing. The teacher is busy teaching the entire class. The aide can take individual students that might be falling behind and work with them one-on-one or in a small group setting and really give them the extra intervention. Without the help of the Pappas Foundation, we would have never been able to keep that position in our school. That's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that the Pappas Foundation still exists. They think because the schools aren't there, the foundation is not there. But they are doing an incredible amount of work and providing a lot of schools, including mine. We have a school down in Tucson that we support as well. They are providing very valuable services and meeting the needs of underprivileged students. And that really is the mission of the foundation.